Hi guys, welcome back. In this section, we will do our first machine learning project on Amazon SageMaker Canvas. And this will be based on the data we have added in the last lecture. So let's first have a look at the data description. I found this data from the UCI machine learning repository and what this dataset looks like. The data was extracted from images that were taken from the genuine and forged banknote-like specimens, right? An industrial camera was used and the final images are pretty good, 400 by 400 pixels. Now, wavelet transmission tool was used to extract features from images. So there are a couple of attributes that we got from the images, and those attributes are variance, skewness, kurtosis, entropy. And then finally we have a class, right? The class is either 0 or 1, where 1 stands for that the note is genuine and 0 means the note is forged, right? So we will have a set of data which is a complete data where we have divided it into two sections. First, I have kept it as a training data, roughly like a 70% of it, and 30% of it I have removed the output and kept it as a test data. And that's exactly the data set which we have uploaded in the last lecture. So let's see how we add the data to SageMaker Canvas once we have already added it to the S3 bucket. Now, to begin with in the SageMaker Canvas, you can either begin by creating a model first or by adding data first, right? So let's go ahead, add the data first, and we go to the dataset section, import the data, and we choose S3. Now in the S3 we have already created buckets, right? So you choose the right bucket and we have this banknote authentication data set. So I choose these two data sets and click on, or maybe rather I'll first only bring in the train data set. If you want to preview the data set, you can click on it and it will give you a quick preview of how the data set looks like, right? And then we go ahead, select the data set and import the data. All right. I'm not sure why it came twice, but that's exactly the data set that we need. Okay, so I can delete one of them. This will also show how to delete a data set once imported. There is an option to delete it. So I click on this and the data set gets deleted. And over here under status, once it shows ready, you can view it. Again, a quick preview of how the data looks like. All right, so it says ready, so we are all good. Further, you see an option to join the data. I mean, if you have a couple of different data sets and you want to do a join, an inner join, outer join, over here in Canvas interface, you can do that as well by a single click. Okay, so we have the data set done here. Now we go back to the modeling part, and in the next lecture, we will see how do we create a model. Thank you. Now that we have the dataset added to the SageMaker Canvas interface, we can go ahead and create the model. So if we already have some models created, it would appear over here. If you have none, this blank screen would appear and would say you haven't created any models yet. So create a new model and go ahead, click on new model and give that model a name. So let's give it banknote authentication project. Okay, so this is our model. Go ahead, click on create, and this would give a bit of introduction. We do not need it, we already have gone through it. And the first step is to select a data set, right? And you already have a data set. So click over here, banknote authentication, the train data set you want to have a look. You can do that as well, and go ahead and select the data set. Next, it shifts to build. So what do we do now here in this particular area is we select a column to predict. Okay, what is the target column? So the target column in our case is the class. All right. Once you choose that, it automatically picks up a model type. It automatically recommends the appropriate model type. So over here it says that it's a two category prediction. Your model classifies the class into two categories, which is 0 and 1. Right now we have like 54% of 0, 45% of 1. So this is a bit of value distribution. And over here in the model type, if you are happy with the selected model type, that's great. But if you want to change the type, you can go ahead, click here and choose, a lot of other options available: 3 plus category, number, model, time series, forecasting, and other things. Okay. Further, if you scroll down, there are a few columns, right? Let me just decrease. Yeah, so this would give a bigger picture. All right, so if you scroll down, you would see that there are these columns and a lot of other information you would as well get together, like the data type, how much are the missing values, mismatched, what are the unique number of unique values, the mean mode, and the correlation to target. Now we have already set up class as the target, so you would see a target icon next to it. So the purpose of this screen is not only show you the different columns you have, but also choose the columns that you want your model to use, right? Let's say you have a data set where there is a column called as student ID, and then there are other columns, and then probably you want to know whether this student will excel in a particular subject or not. Now, you know that the student ID has nothing to do with the output of a student's performance, right? So you can choose not to include that particular column, to generate the model. You can easily do that by selecting or unselecting this. So this is how you add or remove columns from the list of columns that your model will be using to generate the prediction. Now, what we're going to do next is a bit of more information over here. So this is a tabular view. There is a grid view where you can see a bit of kind of histogram distribution over here, and then there are filters, where you can choose variance or wavelength contains, and then there are the filter values, and the model recipe. So right now we do not have any. That's okay. What we're going to do next is, we're going to see over here. So there are two options. There is a quick build and there's a preview model, and under quick build there's another small icon to have a drop down which gives you an option to use a standard build or a quick build. Now standard build would choose accuracy over speed, would take really long, like 2 hours or so. A quick build would choose speed over accuracy, that you can quickly use to in 2 to 15 minutes you can quickly have it ready. But remember, if you want to share the final model with the data scientist under Amazon SageMaker Studio, you cannot use the quick build method. You have to use the standard build method so that you can use it to share it to the data scientists via Amazon SageMaker Studio. Okay, so now what we're going to do next is click on preview model, and this would generate the analysis and would give us kind of a quick prediction. So this is gonna give a preview of the model and how good the accuracy is. So have a look. We have an estimated accuracy of 98.6%. All right, the model predicts the correct target 98.6% of the time. And let's have a look at the column impact. So you see there is a score given to every column. The variance of wavelet transformed image has the highest impact, right? The kurtosis has the least impact. The entropy is having the least impact. So this is, you can hover over to the tooltip and get more description on this every single attribute that SageMaker provides to you. So 98.6% is pretty good, and this is what we're going to do. We are now going to quick build the model, right? And this is simply done by clicking over here. Next, once this is done, it usually takes some time because we are going to now build the model. 2 to 15 minutes is what is estimated, depends on the data set that you have. All right, so it happened very quickly in our case, which is great. So again, 98.6% is what we have the accuracy. You can look at the overview, you know, and you can look at the scoring, a great chart that is presented over here. Pretty good. And then there is, model accuracy insights, and there are a lot of advanced matrix. Let's have a look. So, a lot of interesting, matrix up here. There is F1, which is a balanced measure of accuracy that takes into class balance. And then there is an accuracy. There's a precision. There's a recall, and then there is AUC. A lot of technical stuff, but then you can see other things like true positive, true negative, false positive, and false negative, and how it fares along with the actual values. You can even download this particular advanced matrix by just clicking on download, and it will download it in the form of an image. So let's have a look at the image, how it looks like, and this is how it is. Okay, so close this up, and this is this is what we have overall, right? What we're going to do next is click on predict, right? And this is what we're going to do now. So we will see how do we predict it by using the test data set. That's the next step, and that's what we will do in the next lecture. But until now, what we have done is we have added the data set, we have built the model, we have chosen the target column, and we have chosen the main relevant columns which will be used to predict the target column, and we have asked SageMaker Canvas to build the model for us in a quick build method. All right, we will talk to you in the next lecture. We will then predict using the test data. Thank you. All right, until now we have built the model, and our model is looking good. It's giving us up to 98% accuracy, which is great. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to predict the data, and then we will see how it is really faring along with the test data set. So there are two things that you can do to predict. Either you can do a batch prediction, or you can do a single data value prediction. So we will start with a single prediction, okay, and then we will go for the batch prediction. So what I have from the banknote authentication data set is a complete data set, right? And what I did in the trained data set is take around 70% of it. And then the remaining 30% as the test data set, I have removed the output, right? And I have then taken that data set, and now I'm going to upload it. So thing is that we already know the values of the things, right? So let's test it now. I have it over here. So this is the test data set, and I'm just gonna pick up the first one. So let me pick up the value, and here I go, put up over here, okay, and then I take the second value. All right, let me place it over here. I then take the third one. Okay, and now the last one, which is the entropy. So minus 1.1556. Okay. All right. So now it says over here class prediction that you made four changes and update for the new prediction. So I click on update now. All right, so I will update the values, and it says that the prediction is no. Okay, so that means zero, right? So what we're going to do next is check if the model has worked, and we will see the actual answer. Now this is just going to pick this. Okay, and I am going to the actual data set, right? This is the entire data set that I got from the site that I have shared, and you see that everything has got a class 0 or 1. So I'm going to find out this thing, and all right, so you see this is the one that we have, and you see that the class is 0, which is a no. That means that our model has worked, and I have checked it for a lot of values, and the values are matching. So what we have from the actual data set, we removed it, the answer from here, we gave only this portion of the data to Amazon SageMaker Canvas. We ask them to predict and they have predicted 0, which is no, which is exactly what the value is. Great, isn't that? So, what we are going to do next is do a batch prediction. So, to do a batch prediction, we have to upload a data set, right? The test data set that we're going to upload now. So, you can either choose, to select a data set from the existing data set since we do not have a data set as yet. What we're going to do next is import the data. So, if you have already imported the test data, it would have been present over here, but I'm gonna just go import the data from the S3, go to bucket that I've created, and then I'm gonna pick the test data set. If you want to preview it, I do not have the class over here. SageMaker Canvas is going to predict it for me. So I select this data set and then I'm gonna import it. All right, for some reason it has came again twice, but that's okay. I'm just gonna pick this one and I click on generate prediction. All right. So this data set is getting uploaded and it is now generating predictions for me. Perfect. So the status is ready and the predictions are ready. So I'm just gonna click on view and all right. So you see that I have these values. These are the existing columns, and then there's a prediction and the probability which is along with it. So you see, most of it are above 99%. A few of them are a little low, like 92, 91, 93, but it's pretty good. Most of the cases. And I can download this CSV, download predictions only, or maybe download all values. Maybe I'll go for download all values, and this will download a CSV for me and I can do the testing, comparison, which we'll do in the next lecture. All right, so we're going to close this now. What I'm going to show you next is that, under the models, we have a banknote authentication project ready, and it shows an accuracy. It has a data set. It also shows a other description like a class, the target, the problem type, when it was last updated. You can edit, this particular model by clicking on view and changing the things, but you can also go ahead and rename the model or go ahead and delete the model if you want to. In short, we have completed our first machine learning project in SageMaker Canvas. Did we write a single line of code? No, we did not. We had nothing to do with coding over here, and we still have a model ready. We still have our predictions ready, and that prediction is doing fairly well. How amazing is that? How awesome is that? And how great is that for people who want to be into machine learning domain, who want to do some predictions but they do not have the background, who do not have the skills as yet, or they're still learning, and they have to perform a certain task. Now they cannot hire data scientists for that, they cannot hire expensive machine learning models for that. This particular tool, SageMaker Canvas, did it for you in just a few minutes, very quickly, with such a high accuracy. Thank you so much, Amazon AWS, for this. Thank you. Okay, so now that we have downloaded the predicted results, and now that we also have the actual results of the same data, it's obvious that we will want to compare the predicted data with the actual data. I did that very quickly in the Excel, and as you can see over here, I did a class check. I did a quick countif of true and false, and you see that out of 631 rows, 626 times the predicted value and the actual value have matched. So it's a 99.2% we have got true, and just in some cases, in 5 cases out of 630 odd cases, the class predicted was 0, whereas the actual class was 1. So only in 5 cases out of over 600 cases, the prediction went wrong, and that sums up to over 99% of accuracy, which is mind blowing. So This is exactly what we have achieved using SageMaker Canvas in this banknote authentication project. Just to summarize it again, we have the test data, we have the train data. We first add the train data, we use it to build the model, and then we check the accuracy of the model. We can manage the accuracy of the model by selecting or deselecting columns, and then we use that model to predict, right? And then we can do a batch prediction or a single prediction. And if you have data that is available to you, if you want to just for fun, if you want to compare, you try it out, compare it out. The accuracy is absolutely amazing, and as we have seen, we are getting a 99% accuracy of the data set that we have. Amazing. This was the banknote authentication project. We'll do more projects in the further lectures. I hope this was a great new stuff that you have learned today, and I'm excited too. To learn this new technology. Pretty great. Thank you again, Amazon, for this. Amazon SageMaker Canvas.